in the course of the Saturday, Sunday, before I got out of the house, I managed to try and put everything up as high as I could. Raised all my cookbooks to the top of the shelf, put all my other cookbooks on top of the table, tried to put as much of my restaurant equipment up on kitchen benches. I mean, I had no clue. I thought it would be all safe, but when I came in the next day, all the cookbooks are ruined.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. The floods in Queensland and New South Wales have had a devastating impact on so many lives. Homes destroyed, lives taken, businesses ruined, people displaced. We caught up with Mal Meiers in 2021 to hear his incredible journey as a chef. But in the last week, the floods have turned his entire world upside down. Mal, how are you?
Yeah, I'm going all right, man, at the moment.
It's been a really crazy period of time in our lives, and it's not going away anytime soon. The damage has been incredible of these floods. Take us back a couple of days and what the experience has been like for you.
Well, it was quite incredible, just how much the water came up. I don't think anyone really anticipated for the water to go as high as it did. I know I certainly didn't. I think Friday night I went downstairs just to sort of like have a look underneath my house, and then to check the wash machine, and it's just like in a matter of like 2 minutes of me walking around the bottom underneath my house, an inch deep of underneath my house, because I got a 2-story house, so I came halfway up and I managed to save as much stuff as I could and try and prop stuff up, and then it started dropping about 4 a.m. And then Saturday morning I think the tide came up again, and then when it got to low tide you could see the road and everything again. So if I can get through the water overnight, then I'll be able to organise for my dad to come around with his work, because it was just too late notice by that stage. The tide was coming in again, and then surely enough, 24 hours, the high tide was supposed to be dropping. We got to low tide, and now at the point of low tide, the water had actually risen another 3 steps and was 3/4 of the way of going into the top level of the house. So it was at that stage, spending 2 days in my house with nothing around me. All I could see was water, other than like a 2-hour period where it did drop. It was like pretty lucky that a friend was driving past my street, because at that stage I just thought I was stranded, and I didn't realize that at the top of my street there was a bit of water, so it was probably about a 300 meter swim to get out. Luckily my wife and my son were up at grandma's house safe on the coast, but I still had to try and get out with the greyhound, and they don't really like water at the best of times. So it was at that point I decided, the water's probably going to come in at least probably maybe ankle high overnight, and it's probably not great to be caught in the house with the greyhound overnight, because the power box by that stage would have gone out. As soon as it got to the top level, the power would have cut out, and then we would have been in darkness overnight. So made the decision to jump on my bodyboard, and it was quite incredible, because I was actually able to paddle out of my front gate, over the neighbour's fence into their backyard, where someone's blow-up pool toy or whatever mattress was just laying in the backyard. So I was able to get on my bodyboard, paddle all the way into their backyard, grab the noodle, and then go back to get the dog out and get her to safety before I could just grab a couple of, basically it was just all I cared about was Sonny's clothes and his toys and his medicines and stuff. Managed to get out with wedding rings and jewelry and the 2 laptops. And
it's so much to comprehend.
yeah, I mean, I just thought, just grab a couple of things that if I had to replace everything, that that's going to make the period of transition a bit easier, because obviously, for me, I don't care what where I can just flop around with anything from an op shop or whatever, but kids' clothes and all that sort of stuff, it's a bit more annoying. And then I mean, I had no real clue that it would get as high as it did. In the course of the Saturday, Sunday before I got out of the house, I managed to try and put everything up as high as I could. So I thought everything was safe. Raised all my cookbooks to the top of the shelf, put all the other boxes of cookbooks. I mean, not like, because I've got a lot of storage and stuff, put all my other cookbooks on top of the table, tried to put as much of my restaurant equipment up on the kitchen benches, and then, put, some treasured furniture on top of the beds, and tried to get the mattress up on top of the couch, and, get bikes somewhere safely. And I mean, I had no clue. I thought it would be all safe, but when I came in the next day, the water had gone about chest high in the top level. All the cookbooks are ruined. The water just, I managed to get the wash machine upstairs. That had gone pretty much under. I had a good bread mixer and everything. That's still full of water now, because it just hasn't been a priority to empty it. Just really I had no idea how destructive it would be. The couch was on one side of the living room and my bike was on the other, and when I managed to break through the door, the couch is sitting on top of one of the bikes. It's just, it was fucked, to be honest. It's pretty brutal. But I mean, we managed to save some clothes because I could get them to the wash straight away. And obviously plates and pots and stuff don't break, but pretty much everything else is fucked.
What's given you strength in this period of time, and what's helped with this huge upheaval that's still playing out in your life?
Honestly, I don't think I mean, I was pretty anxious before I got into the house. But when I got in, I mean, I think it was like a little slap. It was pretty emotional for a bit, and then whenever you have any other sort of trauma, the things that you have to deal with around that trauma, you got to go through the process to sort those out. And then I think once those things are all sorted out, then that's when it really kicks in. So I think right now it's just running on. I've still got a truck and save. And then, I mean, I don't know, and then, I mean, there's been so much support and, all the well wishes that, people have been, touching base and, just making sure that we're all right and, offering help. And then, I think pretty much as soon as we walked in the door, I think my best friend, I think 20 minutes later, he'd started a GoFundMe page to help with just trying to piece everything back together and get us back on our feet. So I think, all of those things combined have just given me the, a bit of strength to try and get through this. It's at the end of the day, it's just stuff the cookbooks, they can be at the end of it, but I was just at night with water that when I did get out with Sally, the water at the bottom of my step was probably up to my neck, just under my chin. So that's only 3/4 of the way. That's probably half as high as the water did eventually go. So, if I had have hung out and not not got out at night, who knows what would have happened. Because there would have been no way of getting out with Sally and then sitting in floodwater overnight or until it subsided. So I guess just being very thankful for that and all the, beautiful support and messages from people, that I've had the pleasure of working with over the years and that have helped with food for thought and stuff over the time. So, yeah, feeling pretty lucky out of all of it, to be fair, all things considered.
I know you've got a long road ahead and a lot of cleanup to do, but do you have somewhere safe for you and the family at the moment to sort of help rebuild?
Yeah, I mean, luckily, when we made the move to come back to Brisbane, it was part of the reason was to be closer to family and friends. So, because we grew up here, it's, we're lucky to have that support network, I guess, because we've been pretty nomadic our whole adult lives, Kate and I. So, it's always been away from home. So, yeah, we're pretty lucky at the moment that we've got, I'm staying with my best friend at the moment, and Kate's up at her mum's. So, yeah, it's pretty lucky. I'm actually looking forward. I haven't seen Sonny in a week, so I'll get back to the Sunshine Coast tonight, and I get to see him. So, yeah, hasn't been easy.
Well, Mal, it's been an absolute honour to have you catch up with us. I know that it's so difficult for you at the moment. There is a GoFund account set up to help you guys, and that's in the show notes on the podcast. And if anyone wants to donate to that, they can find it there. Mal, good luck with everything. You're a bloody inspiration, mate, and we'll catch up again soon.
Easy. Thanks, mate. Thanks for the chat.
This is the Deep in the Weeds podcast. I'm Anthony Huckstep. Stay tuned as we take a deep dive into the lives of the incredible people who ply their trade in the food and hospitality sector. Special thanks to executive producer Rob Locke for making this all happen. Follow us on Instagram at Deep in the Weeds Podcast or email us at podcast@deepintheweeds.com.au. Stay safe and be well.